What's up guys, Charlotte is one of my favorite rulers in this set, if not maybe my most favorite. It's really hard to pick between her, Featsing, and Zero because I think they're really cool. I'm excited for like Mars and stuff too. The set is just really good, so it's hard to decide, but Charlotte was the one that stuck out to me in the very beginning really well because it just seems like you can do so much with her. Like this is one of the only decks that I made where while I was building it, I just would think of more ideas for other versions and everything like that. So this is gonna be kind of a I guess that you could say semi-ramp-ish kind of build. It's a green, blue, black version. So to go over Charlotte herself, there is just her regular ruler side. It has Energized, Judgment for only 1 blue, 1 colorless, which is really little and really crazy. I think her enter effect is like too insane for it to be this low, but nothing broken or anything, just it's really good that it's that low. And then pay blue and discard a card to rest a target resonator. That effect is insane. I love that so much about this card. It's why I liked playing it so much. For anyone that typically knows my playstyle, I really like taking out all of my opponent's resource, so I like being able to attack into creatures a lot. So I've always been really fond of target attack, or as it's known now, precision. So kind of resting their stuff is the same sense. If I rest them, I can attack into it, essentially just +1ing every single time I kill one of their monsters, so it works really well. And then on her J-Ruler side, she's a 400 and 1200, and it says this card can't be attacked, which is actually really big. I like that about her a lot because there's a specific play I do with it. And then when this card enters your field, it's worded really confusingly, but pretty much when this card enters the field, you draw a card. You draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. So if you have 2, you draw 3. If you have 4, you draw 1. If you have 0, you draw 5. And then every time you draw, you gain 100 life. So even that counts when your draw phase 2. 100 life every time you draw. So it's a little bit of a heal engine, which is pretty cool. And then you can pay blue and colorless to discard a card and return a target resonator back to the hand. That can be either player's side, so it lets you abuse your cards too. But very good. The fact that it's just like a discard outlet itself is really good because you want to be able to get certain cards in the graveyard and then take advantage of some of those cards as well. So you never like discard useful cards, you just discard cards that you can either benefit off of, or if you have more than one copy of it, that in that situation it'd be okay to discard, but it's the fact that you get to plus off everything that you're using anyway. And then for the stones, there is 4 deep wood. This is blue-green. I wanted to play green in this deck because ramp seemed really well. I still think Melfee is a really important card. There is times, like, I don't know if anyone else is having this issue, but every single time I've been playing Melfee, as everyone knows, I've been playing it in almost every single deck now, I'll draw like 3 of them, and I'll just be like, okay, like it's a really good card, but maybe not like 3 at once. So I remember I was playing a game with this. It was kind of a slightly different version. It was light. But I was playing a game with it and I had 3 Melfees and I didn't see any of the cards I would want to ramp to earlier. And then the second my 3 Melfees were gone just over time, I deactivated Charlotte and drew 5 and hit 3 Captain Hooks and 2 Pricias. Or like 3 Pricias and 2 Captain Hooks. I'm pretty sure it was 3 Hooks and 2 Pricias. And I was kind of just like, well, this would have been nice like a long time ago. But I mean, it happens. It's not a big deal. It might just be my shuffling. I don't shuffle really well actually. And then Magic Stone of Dark Depths, this version, like I said, is black, green, and blue. So I have the 3 Dark Depths and the 3 Black Silence, leaving you with a total of 6 black. It's 7 green and 7 blue. So just enough to be able to play all your important cards. And then you, of course, have like the Melfees too, to color fix any of the colors you might be having issues with. But I've never really been mana screwed with this, so it's pretty fine. And then Familiar of Holy Wind. This card is really good in this deck. The draw not only triggers the heal effect, which is not like a big deal, but it's the fact that it's nice. The 200 tag is really good just to like kill stuff that's like really small now. It's pretty much just used mainly to filter through my deck. I like being able to draw into all the big stuff, so I wanted to use 4 of these. I went with 4 Charlotte's Protector. If this card is discarded, you draw a card, and so if you use Charlotte's effect to rest something or on this side bounce something, you draw a card. So I just use it to filter through my deck. Sometimes if I don't have like the proper cards, there's been times where, like, let's say I drop a Melfee on my opponent's end phase. On my draw, if I'm tapped out on like turn 2, I'll tap the Melfee for blue, discard Charlotte's Protector to target herself, draw a card, and then recover. And then if I like draw something I can play, I just play the new card. So it's just kind of like a quick like Upstart Goblin, I guess. You just filter through your deck. And then for Melfee, like I said, I might consider dropping this to 3 just because I do see it really often. But in this version, I have a lot bigger cards than I did in the older one. So I kind of wanted to stick with 4 because I didn't want to like clog up with the big stuff. So I'll keep testing it at 4, but if somebody like wanted to test 3, I think it'd be totally fine. If you want to take one out, you can. And then for Pricia, this is probably one of the best cards in this deck. The whole deck kind of revolves around the whole like 4/4 bear card. It's just a really strong card in this deck, and making Pricia like exactly kill that with having 100 defense left is just so powerful. And like there's so many times I've done some crazy plays where I just make everything into a bear. All the important stuff is rested, so I can like attack into specific creatures, blowing them up, and then summoning Pricia and taking out the ones that are now bears. It's just really good. And then for Vampire Hunter Christy, this was the new addition to this version of the deck. I just wanted to continuously be able to just keep trading with my opponent's monsters because I was having trouble pushing for damage. And even without the second effect that you can only use if you have Featsing, this card is just really good because swinging for 1,000 is strong, and the deal damage is really strong as well. What I also like about it is this card was really overwhelming to me in Featsing. I thought it was just like too strong at one point. It was just like every single time I played against a Featsing deck, it would completely like change the tide of the battle. But what I like in this deck is if you play against someone else using Christy, when they summon Christy and the enter goes on chase, you can use water transformation to make it into a 4/4 bear. So when they battle, it just kills herself. So if you do play against someone that has the 4/4 bear spell themselves, be like wary that that's a possibility depending on what you're targeting. But like you might be able to respond with making their card into a 4/4 bear as well, which will at least have them trade. But it's the reason why I like all the remnant cards, because I run Space-Time Anomaly too. So Christy always needs you to play 2 cards, and Melfee always lets you use a card on draw if you have like a water transformation. So dropping Melfee on turn 2, and then on, well, during your opponent's end phase, and then on your draw tapping her for blue and making something into a bear and going into like a Pricia play, or tapping for a stone and going into a Christy is really strong. I like that play like quite a lot. And then I run 4 hooks. I was going to run 3, but I really wanted to see my big cards. Like I said, I kept having trouble pushing for damage because the deck was really consistent with all the draw power. But after a while, I would just not be able to attack enough. And my opponent would kind of like set up too much and run me over. So I really like the idea that the Christies and hooks are just going to keep pushing for advantage. And like all you need is 1 Melfee to drop them really early. But even late game, these cards are like okay because you have the green. So it's not too bad. And then the cool thing is like with Charlotte, you can discard any card you might have too many copies of, so you don't double up on the Captain Hooks and stuff too much, and you're benefiting off all the effects, and you can keep bouncing the same hook and Christy back to your hand as well. And then for the spells, I have 4 Nameless Mist. This card I actually really underestimated, but now I'm starting to really like it. I've noticed that like this entire format, the one thing I hate more than anything is counter spells. For some reason, my opponents always seem to have like 4 Wall of Winds and 4 Seals in their hand while still having every other card like they could potentially need to like actually push their advantage. And so I didn't really have a problem like I felt like this deck is pretty fast because of the consistency, so I was confident in knowing that my hooks and Christies would be going off before my opponent. So scorning my opponent's cards wasn't kind of my concern. I wasn't worried that I'd be able to go off faster than them. I just didn't want them to have the counter that I don't have by not having light. So I decided to run the Nameless Mist so I could take out the scoring. I mean, take out the opponent's counter spell so they can't stop me from going for my hooks and Christies. And then for water transformation, I thought this was going to be like way too much at 4, so I was playing 3, and then I realized that this is just like my favorite card in the game now. Like this and Space-Time Anomaly, for whatever reason, blue always gets like the best spells, but these cards are crazy. Like this card trades with everything, and the fact that it's Remnant makes Christy so good because there's so many times where like on my draw phase, I was able to use like this or Space-Time Anomaly because it does have Remnant, and then like I've played a card that turn, so when I play Christy, her effect goes off, and Space-Time Anomaly fills your hand. This and Space-Time Anomaly even combo really well together because you can make something into a bear and then kill it with Space-Time Anomaly. It's just a really good card. And then the play I was talking about with Charlotte, it's not like a huge play or anything, but what I like is like my opponents had like a Gwyver and I've had a Charlotte, and they've gone like swing for 12, and on declaration of attack you can make it into a 4/4 bear and then just like block with Charlotte, and she's exactly 400, so it kills the target, and then they can't attack her after she's rested because she can't be attacked. So it's just really cool to think that like with the water transformation, she essentially can block any card, and then they can't punish her for being rested, so it's really cool. And then the 4 Space-Time Anomaly, explain this quite a bit. This card is just really, really good. If you play black-blue, you have to have this card. It's just so ridiculously important. It just lets you go through your entire deck, kills everything. Really good against like elf tokens too. And then I just have a couple one-ofs. There is the Necromancy of the Undead Lord. I was playing 3 of these, but I kept drawing too many, so with all the draw power, I felt like 1 would be enough. This card combos really well with Pricia and Christy. It just gives them +2/+2 and equips from the graveyard, and you always just discard it with Charlotte. And so Pricia's entry would go on Chase, Necromancy would equip. She's now a 6/7, so she battles at 6. So it's like an easier way to pump her without having to pay all the mana. And then you can even pay all the mana and get even bigger than that. So it just makes them kill bigger threats. If this equips onto a Christy too, it makes your 12/12, which kills 0, which is really important as well. And then 1 Black Moonbeam. I wanted an answer for J-Ruler still, because even with all the Space-Time Anomalies, it gets really frustrating for, like, every time I play against Mikage nowadays, he just somehow just always comes back from everything, and it's really, really frustrating. Like, I don't know what it is, but he just magically comes back from everything. And so I was getting sick of, like, not being able to kill him with 1 card. And then he has Imperishable, but I have an answer for that as well. 1 Secluded Refuge. I always say if you have the green, you might as well play this. Charlotte staying on the field is really important because she gets to bounce stuff. If she dies, it's not the biggest deal, but if you can protect her from Black Moonbeam, you might as well. And then the 1 Deathscythe. This plays multiple things in this deck, so the Deathscythe is really important because it takes Imperishable away from rulers like Mikage. You might think like, oh, you might as well just side it then, and it's not too good of a main. But I actually like the fact that to some extent, sorry, my OCD is like killing me. To some extent, the +200 you get for tapping this actually makes Charlotte do like a relevant amount of damage, because the 400 does seem a little low at times. And then it's also really good because you never want to activate this unless you're gonna like Black Moonbeam right away. What you can do is you could just discard it for Charlotte's effect and then banish like non-remnant cards from your graveyard to add it back to your hand and then just discard it again. So it's kind of like an outlet to use her effect as well. So not only are you like triggering Charlotte's effect and sorry, it's like really bothering me that it's not straight, but yeah, not only are you using Charlotte's effect and using it as an outlet for that, but you are generally just being able to stop stuff like Mikage or heavy, like if you do play against Valentina, it's nice to have the Deathscythe and the Black Moonbeam. So it's just really good. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you have any questions about the deck profile or any suggestions. Leave a comment in the comment section below, you know, sharing your thoughts. If you guys want to see a specific ruler next, try to comment in the comments for that as well. I'm really bent on doing Lunia because I really want to give it a shot. But if somebody really wants one of the other rulers, I can try to go for that one first. So just kind of vote in the bottom below. If I see it quick enough, I'll just do that one, or maybe after Lunia. But I really want to do Lunia because she's cool. But if you guys also haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do, because it makes the videos come straight to you, so it's just easier on your part. And I'll definitely catch you guys next time.